Hey guys, what's up? Sunil here. And have you ever built a PC or ever thought of building a PC or planning to build a PC and ever wondered from where it is cheaper to build a PC online or offline, from where you should buy your components so that you can save maximum? Well, we are here to answer this question. Today we are building a gaming PC under rupees 70,000 or $1,000 with the primary objective of checking from where it is cheaper to build a PC online or offline, Amazon or your local market. And of course, along with we will give you the best configuration under rupees 70,000 for a gaming PC. So at one end we have our online contender Amazon, which has a nationwide delivery system, amazing range of products and a lot of convenience. And to be frank, there is no other option I can think of. I mean, Flipkart, no, they don't have a wide range of products available, and there is no other platform coming to my mind. So if you guys know any other platform which can compete with Amazon when it comes to computer components, do mention them in comment section. So at one end we have Amazon as an online contender, and for offline contenders we have two of India's most popular computer market, Nehru Place from New Delhi and Lamington Road from Mumbai. Now I personally visited few shops in Lamington Road for this research, but then mostly I called all other shops in Lamington Road and Nehru Place to take my price and to do other research work. And my dear friends, the result might surprise you at the end. So before we ring the bell, let's share some love, guys. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, hit that red subscribe button here or here in the bottom. Go ahead, like this video, share it with your friends and join the community in comment section. So let's ring the bell and begin the battle. So guys, let's first go through our configuration guide for the PC build, and it's July 2018 and computer component prices are still very high. They are sky high. I mean, especially RAM and graphics card prices are skyrocketed, man. I mean, they are so high still. But there are some good news coming in which I will discuss later. So let's hope that these prices will come down very soon, because as of now they are very high. It's not a good time to build a PC because the prices are so high, but then we will do our best and we'll stick to our budget, or try to stick to our budget. So let's check out our configuration. For CPU, we have chosen Intel's 8th generation Core i5-8400 with 6 core 6 thread processor. It has a base clock of 2.8 GHz and can turbo boost up to 4 GHz. Now before AMD fans or red team start bombing on me, guys, hold on, cool down. I will explain my choice in few minutes, so hold on guys. Now let's move on to next part, which is most important in gaming PC build. It's a graphics card, and for that we have chosen Nvidia GTX 1060 overclocked edition with 6GB DDR5 RAM. It's from Galax. Now GTX 1060 is a very potent graphics card. If you're doing a 1080p gaming, doesn't matter what title you're bringing. I mean, you can easily max your settings and you can achieve 60 plus frames in almost all titles. So that's why we have chosen GTX 1060. And graphics cards are the biggest cash eater in our gaming PC build. I mean, they are the most expensive part. Now, this graphics card is a cash eater, man. It eats your cash like a giant Pac-Man. It's the most expensive part in total build, thanks to bitcoins and miners. But there is some good news coming in. There are some reports suggesting that the graphics card prices are going to drop as much as 20% in next 40 to 60 days, because Bitcoin is nosediving, and now that the Bitcoin is losing its value, the miners are no more finding these graphics cards impressive for their money. So they are going away from these graphics cards, and there are big volume of graphics cards lying with the manufacturers. So now we can see some price drop. Hopefully the drop will come sooner than later, so let's hope for the best. Now let's move on to our next part. For motherboard, we have chosen Asus Prime B360MK motherboard. It's a very solid mid-range motherboard, and we are not looking for overclocking anything, so actually we don't need those Jets series. So yeah, it's a very solid mid-range motherboard and will fulfill all requirements. The next part is RAM, and for RAM we have two options. One is G.skill 8GB DDR4 RAM, another is Corsair's Vengeance LPX 8GB DDR4 RAM. Now we have two options because the same RAM online and offline, the price difference is too much, so we decided to choose the best value for money from both local market and the online market. For storage, we have chosen Seagate's 2 TB Barracuda 5400 RPM hard drive. Now I didn't able to fit an SSD in this budget, but then any of you who is looking for an SSD can spend some extra and buy the SSD. I mean, it's pretty tight budget, so SSD can't fit in it. The next is our power supply, and for that we have chosen Corsair CX650M model. It is a 650 watt power supply and it is more than enough for current setup. So I have taken a future in consideration, so that if in future you will replace your graphics card or CPU, you don't have to replace your power supply. This power supply will be sufficient for your future upgrades. Now for cabinet, I have chosen Corsair Spec 01. It's a budget range Corsair's cabinet, and it's a mid tower and it's very solidly built. It's very beautiful. I mean, it has some RGB light also. I don't know it's RGB or not, but there is some LED lighting, and the side panel is transparent, so all the basic things required for a gaming PC build is met here, and it's solidly built. So I have chosen this model. And at the last, to cool down our CPU so that you can have a day long sustained performance without losing any frames or without overheating your system, we have chosen Corsair's H45 liquid cooling solution. It is a very potent liquid cooling system and it's good enough for our CPU. So now, as we have covered our configuration, let's move on to next most important thing, which is pricing. And before I start that, let me explain my choice about why I chose Intel i5 8400 and not AMD Ryzen 2600, let's say, because that's the direct competitor to 8400, which I feel. So why I didn't choose 2600, I'm sure many of you will be thinking, why not AMD, why Intel? So let me explain my choice and then we'll come to the pricing. Red team, understand the case scenario here. We are building a gaming PC, and in 2018 games are still largely dependent on strong performance of single or in some cases dual core, and when it comes to single core performance, Intel is still ahead of AMD. So all those 6 core and 12 threads will not help that much in games compared to i5 8400 6 core 6 thread. So all that extra 6 threads of AMD Ryzen 2600 will not help you in games compared to Intel i5 8400. Now Intel 8th generation i5 and i7s are better when it comes to single core performance, and then comes the pricing. Somehow, not just in India but in international market also, you can find 8400 retailing for lesser amount compared to AMD 2600. And when we talk about gamings or games, Intel 5 8400 on average outputs 12% better FPS. So when it comes to gaming, it is clear that 8400 is better than Ryzen 2600 in straight out of the box comparison. If the case would have been for content creation like video editing and 3D designing, rendering, then I will straight away choose AMD Ryzen 2600 and not even bother about thinking of Intel i5 8400. So that's why I chose i5 8400. I hope this will satisfy the question in your mind. Let's move on to our pricing. So first we will look at the prices from Nehru Place, Delhi. So Intel i5 8400 will cost you around 12,500 there, and AMD Ryzen 5 2600 will cost you around 14,500. The Galaxy 1060 6GB overclocked version will cost you around 22,000 rupees. The Asus Prime B360 MK motherboard will cost you 7,200. And if you're buying a motherboard for AMD CPU, the MSI Beast 350 Gaming Plus motherboard will cost you 8,000 rupees. For RAM, g.skill's 8GB 2400 DDR4 RAM will cost you around 11,500. I mean, this is for 16GB RAM. So basically we are buying 2 sticks of 8GB for dual channel memory. And for storage, 2 TB Seagate SATA SSD will cost you around 4,200. And the Corsair CX650M power supply will cost you around 5,800. The cabinet will cost you around 3,500, and at the end the CPU cooler, the Corsair H45, will cost you around 3,800. Now remember, I called these guys and took the prices, and these are the average of different shops. So there are some shops who are selling it for higher price, and then there might be some shops who are selling it for lower price. I mean, if you will go personally there and negotiate, you probably will be able to get a better deal than this. So the total for Intel setup will cost you around 70,500, and if in case you want an AMD setup, it will cost you around 73,300. Now if we will look at the Amazon prices, the Intel i5 8400 will cost you 14,895, whereas the AMD Ryzen 5 2600 will cost you 16,985. The Galaxy 1066GB overclocked will cost you 26,200. The Asus Prime B360MK will cost us 8,275. And if you're building AMD setup, the MSI B350 Gaming Plus will cost you 7,999. And since the G.skill's 8GB sticks are very expensive on Amazon, we chose Corsair Vengeance LPX 8GB RAM. So the 16GB, 8GB into 2 sticks will cost you 13,790, and the 2TB Seagate SATA hard drive will cost 5,023. The power supply will cost 6,377, and Corsair Spec 1 cabinet will cost 3,550, and at the end Corsair H45 liquid cooling CPU cooler will cost 4,850. So if you're building Intel machine, the total cost is whopping 82,960, and for AMD it's 84,774. Yes guys, that's the difference. This is the surprising fact, and we will come to this on later. Let's now check the Lamington Road Mumbai prices. So the Intel i5 8400 will cost 12,000 rupees. The AMD Ryzen 5 2600 will cost 14,900 rupees. The Galaxy 1066GB overclock will cost 21,800. The motherboard, the Asus Prime B360MK will cost 7,500, whereas for AMD MSI B350 Gaming Plus will cost 7,800. The G.skill's 8GB into 2 2400 DDR4 RAM will cost 11,000, and the storage will cost 4,000. Same 2TB Seagate Barracuda SATA drive, and the power supply Corsair CX650M will cost 5,500, whereas the cabinet will cost 3,200, and Corsair H45 liquid cooling CPU cooler will cost you 3,600 rupees. So the total is 68,600 for Intel build, and for AMD it's 71,800. Now going by prices, as I said in early, you might be surprised at looking the results. As you can see, the Lamington Road Mumbai is the cheapest market to build a PC. Nehru Place is slightly expensive, but then Amazon, the difference is too much guys. It's too much to digest. How expensive things are on Amazon when you compare them to the local market. So if you're living in Delhi or Mumbai, don't go to Amazon for building this machine. Just head to your local market and you will find the better deals. So here it is guys, we have proven that still in India it's cheaper to build a PC from local market compared to an online market. And what you feel about this condition, do let us know in comment section. And I personally don't like this situation majorly because of two reasons. So the first reason is guys, market like Nehru Place in Lamington Road doesn't exist in every city. Of course there are local markets in all the cities, but then they are not as big as Nehru Place and Lamington Road. So the competition is not as high, and when the competition is not as high, you will not get similar kind of pricing. There are chances sometimes you can get, but then not always. For example, here in Pune, if I'll build same configuration, it will cost me around 78k from local market, which is compared to Amazon is cheaper by a good margin, but then it's not at all close to Nehru Place or Lamington Road. So that's the thing. All cities have a local market, but they are not always big, and so the price disparity is quite big between city to city. It's not always the best deal. And the second reason is not everyone lives in this big city like Delhi and Mumbai, and these big famous local markets are limited to their particular city. So think about those people who are living in small cities and rural areas, and I guess the major chunk of population lives in smaller cities and rural areas. So they are not getting the great deals, and that is a big major issue. And you have to also consider that Amazon delivers worldwide at your doorsteps, but it's expensive. So what you feel about this condition. I personally feel if in future Amazon can deliver a greater value, I mean, let's say a more competitive pricing, that will benefit a huge amount of population because they have a nationwide delivery system. They deliver at your doorstep, so the convenience is high. And if they will get competitive in terms of pricing, man, I mean, the major chunk of population will get benefited by that. So let's hope these online platforms will get very competitive in terms of pricing very soon, so that all the gamers, content creators, basically PC lovers like you and me will live in peace and enjoy our systems and prosperous future. So that's it from today's video, guys. What you feel about this build, what you feel about these pricings, do let us know in comment section, and hit that red subscribe button, hit that like button, share it with your friends and family. I'll see you soon. Till then, take care, enjoy, ciao.